I might try that later. It's got everything: vodka, tequila, gin.
Nice tea.
Yeah.
Nice tea, but with raspberry.
All right, a little bit of mic stand trouble there. It's either the mic or the gin and tonics. All right, keep it going for it. Miss Shaz Jones, everybody. Yes. Next comic coming to the stage, very good friend of mine. We all know him really well, and he is a Joker's Lounge regular. Please put your hands together for my good buddy, Dylan Horvat.
Hello, Dapto! Quiet, I'm talking to Dapto. Can you guys believe that 2 years ago today, we were still in the big 2021 lockdown? And it makes me think of the happy times, before times. Like, not before COVID. I'm talking before the unvaccinated were allowed to come out too. Because that was the best 2 months. It was, I only say this because I lived with 5 anti-vaxxers at the time. Household of 6, and I was the only one in the house with any intent to be vaccinated. What are the odds? And they'd all say the same thing. They'd all say, oh, I'm not anti-vax. I just don't want the one vax. That's okay, there's 3 of them. And it's hard to argue with, but it still sounds a bit sketchy, doesn't it? I'm not anti-vax, I just don't want the one vax. It sounds a lot like, I'm not racist, I just don't like the one race. No, fair enough then. But yeah, it was the best 2 months ever, being the only one in my household who was allowed to go out anywhere. I can just be like, gonna go perform stand-up comedy about you now. Save me some dinner. Or don't, because I can dine in somewhere. I gotta tell you, it was fucking amazing. But my mum, we had this conversation one night. I asked her, because she was saying that she wasn't going to get a vax no matter what, even if she loses her job over it, even if she gets fired. And I asked her why, and she actually made a lot of sense. It's like, we don't know anything about the long-term side effects. People she knows have been hospitalized after getting the vax. Her job fucking sucks and this is her way out. All completely fair reasons. It was the nicest way the conversation could have ended. So I just go back in my room, and later on she's knocking on my door, she barges in and goes, also, have you not seen zombie movies like 28 Days Later and what's the other one, I Am Legend, where they take a vaccine and turn into zombies? Look how many things The Simpsons has predicted. And I was so offended by this misinformation, I said, hang on! In The Simpsons, zombies have only risen from the dead because Lisa read from a magic book and Springfield got rid of guns, okay? Nothing to do with vaccines in The Simpsons, we're safe. My mum's a very, she's the most tattooed, pierced, vegan hippie woman you'll ever see in your life. She's a vegan and she's on this Indian diet where she has a pitta body type. So she can't eat food. And she'll bring it up. She'll be like, oh, there's nothing in this house I can eat. All your shopping, I can't have any of it. You have to go out and buy me more food. But that's your choice. You choose to have this diet. You didn't go to a doctor's and get diagnosed with veganism. Imagine a doctor coming out like, I'm sorry to say, Mrs. Horvat, but you're a level 5 vegan. I can prescribe for you a dietary plan and an angel tattoo. You may experience side effects such as wanting to know everyone's star sign, and your hair might turn pink or blue or some shit. But for a vegan hippie, Mum has some very conservative values. She hates anything to do with pornography or sex work or anything. She'll always say they clearly have no respect for themselves. They clearly don't respect their bodies. I'm like, why wouldn't they respect their bodies? Their bodies are making them lots of money. That's probably the part of them they respect the most. I'm pretty sure you respected me a bit more when I helped pay rent. And you're a cleaner. Do you not respect your hands? I feel sorry for anyone whose license expired during lockdown. And not because they couldn't drive, because at least that makes sense. I mean, have you ever tried getting in anywhere with an expired license? No, I have. I was 23 trying to get in the Shell Harbour pub, and my learner license expired. But that's okay, because I wasn't trying to drive. I was just trying to prove I was old enough to get into the pub, right? Security guard looks at it and immediately just goes, "Your license is expired." And until he spoke to his boss, he was ready to not let me in. Now, your ability to drive can expire, I agree. But your ability to be over the age of 18? I'm not so sure. If we were legally minors until we renewed our licenses, we take advantage of that. Imagine being able to commit any crime and your parents have to pay for fines. You'd be tried as a minor. Don't want to vote in the next election? Well, they can't make you. Don't like an adult person you've had sex with? Well, up they go. And speaking of people being the wrong age, I see a lot of people my age or even younger, people in their 20s say shit like back in the day. Back in the day, kids behaved themselves. Back in the day, men treated women with respect. Well, back in what day? Tuesday? You're in your 20s. This is the only day you're aware of anything happening. I'll accept the 80s or earlier to be the day, but even then, those statements aren't quite true. Kids misbehaving wasn't invented in 2019. Men mistreating women wasn't invented in 2019. In fact, I'd say before the 80s, that was a lot more normalized. But there was something I can think of that was invented in 2019. And I'm vaccinated from it. So, if there were vaccinations from kids misbehaving, and yeah, that's the only one I get a vax for. Thanks everyone, I'm going to go.
Keep it going for Dylan Horvat, everybody. Very good. All right, folks, listen, we got 2 comics left tonight. 2 comics, so let's just keep that energy going. We're going to have a great fucking time. We're going to close real strong. The next comic coming up to the stage.
I'm really good Saturday like that. Yeah. You can get like that. Well, I go for that. I kind of fucking yeah.
But swimming